Andreas, I'm very lucky to be joined here by you because I know you're a very busy man. For those of you watching, I'm Errol Douglas in the Live Lounge, Andreas Stavru. This guy, how long have I known you? Tell us first.
Oh God, I think we've probably known each other at least 10 years, haven't we?
Oh, longer.
Probably longer than that.
Yeah,
Time goes so quickly, don't you?
Absolutely.
Next thing you know, it's like 20 years later. And think, where the hell did that time go?
So before we go off into your life, because your life is interesting in respect of the people you've worked with, hairdressers, photographers, the campaigns you've been doing, the fashion shows. We're going to touch on all those little things. But just tell us a little bit about your involvement with the fellowship now, present day.
Okay, so present day, I'm vice president of the fellowship. I'm vice to Corinne. This is my second term now as being vice president, and really my role within this industry is to be able to sit on the council, work with the chancellery, work on the plans and the future of what the fellowship's about. I'm very much more of a supportive role to the president, and I love that position because we get to brainstorm, we bounce off each other a lot. As a committee, as a chancellery, as a council, we bounce off each other a lot. And I like to have the idea of being able to come in as a support network, look at it from afar, and kind of take an overview of stuff and then kind of advise where I think
your career, because I know you've always been the educator, the designer, you're always behind up and coming talent, and one of the things what I respect you is you come up with serious money to promote these guys. So tell us a little bit about that role, because you are, to me, I know I do it, but you are to me more of a mentor with these guys.
I love it. I think I'll tell you where it really stems from. It stems from years ago, where when I wanted to be able to get involved, that kind of thing wasn't really around at that time. That level of like support network. You kind of you did it or you didn't do it. People were there or most of the time they weren't there. So I feel that I could have maybe gained a bit more from having more of a mentor at that time, so now I feel that it's now my time now to give back to the talent coming through. Some amazing talent there, and half the time they need a bit of steering, a bit of guidance, but they also need opportunity. And if I'm able to be in a position where I can work with the brands that I work with, who are immensely supportive of emerging talent, we're like-minded. So it's about just offering the idea of being able to be associated to help them, the guys on their journey. Then that's where it comes from. And also we do the shoot. It's a whole collective of things. It's the PR value of it for the young guys coming through. This is about us launching their careers and helping them on their way to becoming something great, like exactly what you've done. I mean, the Fame Team's a great example of the people that have come from Fame Team. That have made some amazing successes of their ability, of their artistry, of their craft, of their passion. You're the epitome of that, Errol.
Thank you.
And for me, that's what when I'm looking for this kind of getting the investment, and I've got to think corporately as well, or commercially. And I always think there's a thing to carry on being creative, you've got to be commercial too. And the commercial side is being able to offer something to, if a brand comes in, they can spend the money anywhere else. So we got to paint the right picture.
But you always get it.
I'm a good negotiator.
Concentrate it in the right areas.
I'm a good negotiator. And I believe in what we're doing for the teams coming through. Fame Team, Club Star, it doesn't matter, colour project. I mean, my focus has been Fame Team. Has been from the start. I think the last 7 years I've had an involvement with Fame Team.
But how many campaigns and how many years have you got the Fame Team and certain projects like that?
About 5 or 6, out of the 7. There's only one year
how many
I wasn't able
trips to Australia?
Australia this year will be our third or fourth trip actually to Australia.
Incredible. And what an opportunity.
That's a big deal, And the reason for Australia as well, because a lot of people question, well, why Australia, why not somewhere else? For me, it's about the relevance, and it's about being focused on relevant hair events that are happening. Australia's the closest thing to us is from a talent. There's some immense talent down there, and it's about them learning. It's about them getting an opportunity to rub shoulders and mix with that type of hairdresser. I think again it's focused. Yes, it's the other side of the world, but the Australians and the British, from a hair point of view, with what's going on down there, I mean, they're so talented.
Of course.
And I think we could take the Fame Team to America, and also the Fame Team are wanted over there as well. They're known. If we took them to America, it wouldn't have such an impact, and they've got to be able to get something from every opportunity they go to. It's not about them going on for a holiday. They're working. The minute they get there, they're casting. They land on the Tuesday morning, Tuesday afternoon, they're casting. And then they're straight into prep for the weekend. You know what it's like.
Such an exciting country. But you've been involved in some mouth-watering campaigns. Okay, I remember because I was watching you, and obviously I saw it on your Instagram feeds. Victoria's Secrets.
Oh yeah, it's insane. That was insane. That was
Come
a show.
on.
I mean, that show was something else. You know, to be involved in that was amazing. And got to do some great guys, Lily Aldridge, Colleen Kloss, Barbara Frillo.
Yeah.
And also Joan Smalls as well.
Oh,
For the
Smalls,
top girls.
I did her hair when we did
amazing.
Balmain.
Yeah.
So, and also as well, because I know you've got this amazing eye for photography, and again, Rankin.
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah. Do you know Rankin is an insane setup they got there. They're so on it, unbelievably on it. The setup. You know, last year. I mean, again, this is. I mean, mainly this is kind of. I've worked with Rankin a couple of times, but the last time was with Nick Irwin as well, the mentor for the Fame team. And Nick does a lot of work with him as well, so we got an opportunity to do a fantastic shoot for the Fame team. It was a nudes. It was a Helmut Newton inspired nudes. You know, beautiful, glamorous hair. The girl. It's almost like everything's ready apart from her being dressed. So it's either at the beginning of the night or the end of the night. She's either going to seduce or she's already seduced. It's beautiful, very tasteful, very beautiful images. Other stuff I work ranking with some of the other brands that I've worked with before. You know, he's done campaigns, but you know, I have been lucky. I've really been lucky. I've put myself in a position to be able to be as part of the creative. I was head of creative at GHD. I'm now a consultant creative director for Bad.
So the other one what hits me, and it's just kind of hit me right in the back of the head.
You're going to say David LaChapelle?
Yes, and Katy Perry.
Oh my!
Do you know me that well?
Yeah. That was something else. That was to be able to travel. So travel to LA, shoot with David LaChapelle, and if any of you guys out there know who David LaChapelle is, if you don't, check him out because he's another level. Again, commissioned by Warhol back in the day in the 80s to do work, incredible character, but then also working with someone like a megastar like Katy Perry. You know, and she walks in. Bless her, she was 2 hours late for the first shoot because she had to get away from the Paps, and we didn't want anybody to know. It was at David's studio in LA. You know, it was the first shoot that we did with her. What a great person she is as well, though. And I'm not just saying that because we're on this medium. She really is. She's great to all her staff. She's very particular. She's very driven. Doesn't stop working. Brings it all day long. And just a pleasant person to be around. And also for me, to be fair, I was really excited about working with David LaChapelle. But then also the second round of shoots we did with Kate in the second year was with Ellen von Unwerth. I mean, insane again. The woman who really brought Claudia Schiffer to fame for guests. You know.
So are you very much part of that influence of getting the photographer, or are you just?
It's part of the. We're all part of the process. Of course, it's not about one person. It's about a team, and I think it's collaboration for me. Has been for the last few years, and it's even more important now. Collaboration and association. You know, with social media the way it is now, and the world the way it is now, collaboration is the biggest thing. I know there's something you're heavily into as well. We need to collaborate, because if we don't collaborate as creators, we need to collaborate. You know,
we'll put it this way: I'm in a big revolution. I said this to you before, because you're you are freelance. I'm freelance, and it gives me an assortment to work with who I want. That's all. That's the beauty of what we do. And one of the things what you do, and I see you as well backstage. You know, tell us a little bit about. I know when you're coaxing the guys for presenting, how important is it to be a proper presenter, especially on a fellowship stage?
I think it takes practice. I'm nervous as hell.
Give me some advice. What would you say?
Breathe. I tell you what we did do. A few years ago, we did a show in Monte Carlo. It was going to be a big event, and the team had never presented in front of like 2,000 or more people. I knew it was going to be a big do. It was a celebration of 10 years of a particular brand that I was working for before, and part of the training, I thought to myself, okay, so how do we get the team ready? I think, right, who are the best people to do that? Now we've got some incredible industry, you know, kind of coaches and guides for stage presenting, etc. I wanted something a little bit different. I always try and think of a different angle to it, and I call it jumping rivers, where you're looking at it from a different perspective. I'm very friendly with the guy who's a thespian actress. She's a classically trained stage actress. So I spoke to her, I said, listen, I've got a team, we're going out, this is what we're going to do. Teach us how to own a stage, how to project to the back of the audience, how to get over the nerves, because I suffer with nerves a hell of a lot. When I'm on stage, I'm okay, and I think a lot of orators and top speakers, they suffer massively with nerves.
Of course they do.
But actually, there's a focus, and it's kind of, I think, your first few words, don't try and read off, know your script. So you don't actually have to have any cue cards. If you have any cue cards, they're literally just a bullet, written big, so it just prompts you. You just need prompts into going into conversation. Be relaxed, breathe. Start slow and build the tempo up, and kind of I think work on if there's something that you're excited about, add something into your presentation, your language that is exciting, that you find exciting, because in that way your voice changes and there's an interest there levels, and it changes the audience's perception of what you are. And at the end of the day, it's all about communication. So whether you're a 1-to-1 or 1-to-1,000 people, the important thing is the audience gets it. So
absolutely,
maybe don't overcomplicate it. Keep it simple. The most beautiful things in life are simple. Some of the images that we look at, and when I look for inspiration, I'm looking at photographers and images. I'm looking at the entirety of the image, not just a particular thing. I'm very focused on more fashion style shooting. Most of the photographers I work with.
Thank you so much.
I've been told to come in because you're talking too much.
Oh, no.
Right?
Andreas.
Cut. Got to cut it.
I can't.
Sorry.
I'm already done.
Andreas Stavru, our Vice President, honestly, thank you very much. You've been amazing.
And you're going over to this boy. Now, this boy can talk, so I think...
Not
I'm straight
he's got a lot
into
to
you.
say. I've got a bad voice as well.
I've got man flu. No, I've had it for a week.
Have you?
Well, a week.
Okay.
And I feel awful.
Good to see you. All right.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Do we go straight into it? Is that it? Wait, don't go. Hi.
We're not doing it together, are we?
No, what's going on? Hang on.